So when a breach happens, NEC helps you minimize the impact fast.
Yeah, got it. How?
By bringing world-class partners and our Onshore Security Operations Centre to the table. NEC is always right behind you.
Connell Perera, NEC Australia Cybersecurity Portfolio Manager with NEC Australia. Thanks for joining us on our Tech and Sec Weekly.
You're welcome, Chris. Really excited to be here.
Yeah, and look, it's great to have NEC with us. It's a big brand, and it's great to hear that NEC have a cybersecurity portfolio as well, actually, in terms of where cybersecurity is in the market. It's a big company. It's a global company. We're talking about NEC Australia. Maybe introduce us to your role. I imagine most of our audience are fully aware of NEC, but very interested in the cybersecurity portfolio that you have.
Fantastic. Thanks, Chris. So I've been in the role for over 12 months now. So I essentially am accountable and responsible for NEC's cybersecurity offers in the market. So we support government and enterprise customers from state to federal through to financial services and health. So that's our sort of key remit here. And from an NEC perspective, we've delivered world-class technology solutions to government and enterprise across the world, globally. And we've been doing that for 100 years. NEC Australia is actually built on that pedigree and provided offers for anything as a service across hybrid IT, networking, and security, which is my portfolio. I guess for us, one of the key focus areas in our vision is to essentially bring together the best technology and the best people. And we are all focused on rapidly reducing risk, maximizing the investment for our customers, and ensuring that we continually keep our eye on global threat intelligence. And that's the advantages of NEC as a global company. We have engagement across the globe with all our other security country affiliates.
I take it, yeah, that's an important point, I suppose. This portfolio links into NEC Global, so Correct. You're not just here in Australia on your own. You are tapping into what I would imagine is significant resources around the world.
Yep, and with our partners as well as our other security operations centers, we have monthly meetings in terms of what's the current CVE, what are the threat landscape looks like, what are they seeing. We also, as I mentioned, have technology, the best of the best technology partners, and they provide us with insights as well as government GitHub, etc. These other leading intelligence organizations that provide us with that information. And we do it through having customers, through engaging with third parties, and our security operation team located onshore in Adelaide gets the wealth of this information. So we're continually improving and enhancing the posture of our customers.
I suppose that's a key aspect here from my perspective anyway, is are you protecting your own technology, or are you adding on additional services for clients as well across their business? So
essentially,
where's the focus?
Sorry, Chris. Yeah, we're a managed service provider. So we essentially enhance our customers' posture. So they have a cybersecurity need, obviously, organizations, whether it's enterprise or government, they deal with data, they deal with applications, and they have to run their business. So essentially for us, we look at enhancing their decision-making around cybersecurity. The word posture gets bandied around a lot, but for us, it's obviously really important that we understand where they sit, whether it's tactical, strategic, etc. But for us, the key, we work with our customers to understand their acceptable level of risk, and that is a key thing for us. And understanding that means we work with them to define their critical assets, define where their data sits and who gets access to it, the identity of their users, help them with compliance and regulation requirements. These are the things that we do as part of our remit to help our customers.
What are some of your key partners in that regard? It's good to know that you're an MSP. What are your sort of key partners? And I take it you've got all of Australia and New Zealand covered anyway as well in terms of your geography.
So for us, partnering with the best is really important. So we partner across network security, information security, and also OT security or device security. Our partners range from the big global companies, including Microsoft, Amazon, Fortinet, and Palo Alto, through other players that are very specific and are very, very good at what they do, including Exabeam for SIEM and threat detection and response. Okta is something that we've also looking to partner with as well. So these bring a range of skills, a range of knowledge, and we ensure that our customers have the best coverage in Australia and support. So that's where our partner ecosystem is very, very critical to us.
I imagine you're mentioning a lot of primes there as well. What's your team makeup like? What type of resources that for the market to be aware of?
Really good question. So we have a security operations center in Adelaide, which is 30 strong. We also have security operations in there, network operations center. And so that's where the bulk of our sort of security lands onshore, which really helps our government customers, especially with sovereignty and making sure that the people that are dealing with their data are accredited, are certified, and they have clearances especially as well. And you're seeing a lot of state governments looking for clearance level support. So we have that. We also have the ability to help our staff, encourage them to get to a clearance level as well. We're always investing. So that's where we have people onshore. Any integration offshore is validated in sanctioned countries. So we want to make sure our customers have the confidence that the data, when we deal with them and we secure their data and we access anything to do with their customer privacy or their systems and processes, that it's managed by experts.
What's some of your key observations then, given that coverage and some of your client profiles would be, the most sort of critical infrastructure, government and the like. What's your general market observations? And I think maybe go two ways. One is from the client side. How are they managing this? Are they working with you in sort of key partnerships, and where's their skill set at and their hygiene? And then also from your general MSP perspective on how you find the market, but definitely from a client perspective, what's your observations?
So customers are more and more looking at us helping them define their current gaps, understand, like I mentioned, the acceptable level of risk. They want us to help us define that for them, help them. We use best in class industry frameworks like NIST and MITRE ATT&CK, Essential 8. So they now need to comply because as a nation, Australia is uplifting their cybersecurity posture.
So this is mainly in response to the SOCI Act?
Yeah, the SOCI Act especially, and now people are looking at the Cybersecurity Act is coming out as well. So essentially, we need to talk about how the Australian cybersecurity strategy is being developed. The 2023 to 2030 is currently being people are submitting their inputs into this strategy. So that's key as well. They want to understand what's in it for us. What increased compliance do we need to have? Can we still operate in these markets? Am I at risk of being fined? More importantly, am I at risk now of not being able to have a going concern because my cybersecurity posture or managing my risk is not appropriate? These are the things we're seeing customers starting to look at. And they're also looking at bringing some of their cybersecurity in-house as well. So that's not a challenge for us. Co-managing and having a feedback loop is really also important for us as well. So we're flexible at NEC Security, and we really trying to make sure that we work with the customer across their steps of becoming a strategically sound cybersecurity company. That's from security awareness of their users through to understanding managing their data, third parties, especially their supply chain and other applications that they use, APIs. That's where we bring the value. We look to understand their attack surface and try to minimize it as much as possible. So that's what customers are saying to us.
I was going to say, and from the MSP side, things like AI, machine learning, automation is a key one within these tool sets.
100%.
What's your observations sort of just in the general technology and how effective it is and easy to implement for the customer side from the MSP perspective?
So for us, artificial intelligence is a double sword, so a double-edged sword. So essentially, it enables us to quickly determine attacks because of data and the multiple attacks that they have millions of times. So it actually enhances our capability to actually detect and defend and run scripts and run the ability to mitigate any breach. So that's good. But on the flip side, the role of artificial intelligence is increasing our customers' attack surface. Now they're defending against traditional threats like emails that look a bit sus, or an attack through a third party or an API. That is now becoming an art form, and compromised credentials are now becoming more and more rife across different mediums. You can get a text message, you can get a video that's holographic, you can get a a voice message that's from your CEO and it's not. So it's becoming more of an art, and that's where our challenges come through with artificial intelligence. There'll be an emergence of synthetic media. That's where also our customers, the industry is moving to. The proliferation of easy to use tools that you can now get on, ChatGPT, etc., to translate the way you can now enter the attack surface and start to compromise credentials is becoming easier, and it's becoming more realistic synthetic images, videos, audio, and text. And that's the ability for quickly disseminate that with an attacker to a customer and drive ransomware. That's the other side of the coin with artificial intelligence.
Well, you paint a challenging picture there. What's your general, and you talked about the strategy as well, that Australia, they want to be the most secure, cyber secure nation by 2030. And given this advancements in technology, what's your general take, if you don't mind, in terms of the near future? Do you think it's possible to keep Australia secure like this? And I think that's the other point. We need the resources of companies like NEC to come in. Normally, MSPs traditionally would have been sort of small IT businesses out, doing small business. But now NEC, in terms of, we need those resources for critical infrastructure and government to support that. So again, the sophistication in the game continues to get bigger.
Yeah, my personal take on that, and this is where I hear from customers, it's the role of their CISO and how we can support their CISO. So it's the role is not of their CISO is not just managing data and risk, but it's moving to managing resilience, and that's a different take on the market. And you mentioned how it's changing and evolving, and that's where NEC come in to help. The threat of ransomware, it's here to stay. We can't change it. So for us, we need to make sure we engage with our customers for them to understand the ransomware economy and understanding where your critical data sits. If it does get breached, what's the best, quickest mitigation strategy, and how do we make sure that we manage your brand risk, manage your customer risk, your data risk, how to manage the ransomware. These are the things that customers need to understand. Otherwise, you're not going to have the resources of a Medibank or an Optus over time, right? We have other smaller customers that need to understand the exposure. What does this mean for their company? So for us, is a broker, there's brokerage at the moment with ransomware. And these are the changing nature of the role of their CISO in their business. They need to manage resilience.
Well, I think you've covered that really well. Resilience is the key word. I think you can't 100%, no security is 100%, but resilience, being able to bounce back, will be the critical factor moving forward. What's a key takeaway for you, Connell, in terms of for this year for NEC Australia? Any call to action that you'd like to raise?
For us is come and talk to us about your current approach to cybersecurity. If you're government customers or enterprise customers, we have a solution portfolio that is broad, that we have onshore people that can help. And we also have experts from our security consulting that can help you understand your acceptable level of risk and also understand the shared responsibility between your organization, between your industry, and between us as a managed service provider. So that's the key takeout we are wanting to reinforce with our customers. We have the experts, we have the skills, we have partnerships, but more than that, we have the ability to understand your current position and your cybersecurity posture.
I think another one would be most businesses would have a touch point to NEC in some respects anyway. So I think, as you say, it's having that conversation. So Connell Perera, the NEC Australia Cybersecurity Portfolio Manager. I do have the website up on here at the moment. It's nec.com.au. That's a place to start, and we'll have some links in the show notes as well. But thank you very much. Lovely to meet you, Connell.
Really great. Thanks very much, Chris.
Wonderful. And thanks for joining us on our Tech and Sec Weekly.
Cheers. Thanks.